welcome to part 2 of how to sign with a top modeling agency. If you don't know me, I'm Singhi and I am signed to select Paris, Milan and London, and I've also been a model agent for a couple months. So I did get a lot of insight in the industry. In the part 1, we looked at how to take like really good digitals. And not gonna lie, it was a lot of steps, but I really walked you through it and I know that you guys appreciated it. So for the part 2, we are gonna see how to apply, like actually send your information, send your pictures, go to the website and everything. I actually have a list of things here on my computer that we need to go through. So of course, first you have your digitals, and that is done, should be done. If not, go to part 1 and see how to do it. 2, we have the measurements. Measurements is a really important part. I'm going to show you exactly how to take your measurements the correct way, because oftentimes people don't do that right. Then how to apply, where to find the agency's website, where to find the forms, where to find the emails, everything. Then getting back to agencies. Sometimes you will get a reply and then you'll have to answer to the agency basically. And then 2 cases, either the answer is positive or it's negative, and we'll see what to do in each of these cases. So let's get started. So first, for the measurements. Obviously this is an incredibly important part of modeling. I cannot stress this enough. Measurements are like almost the most important thing after like your face, because it basically explains and defines your body without a picture. So it's really important, and it tells the clients basically whether or not you're going to be a good fit for the clothes, because it's kind of like a one size fits all, and the models have to fit the clothes, but every model has to fit the same clothes, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to tell you exactly how to take your measurements. First of all, your height has to be correct down to the centimeter. So of course you're going to stand up really straight, look straight forward, and then measure it to the top of your head right here, like the highest point of your head. And it's preferable to have it in centimeter if you're applying to Europe. I guess in inches is fine if you're applying to America or somewhere where they use imperial measures. Then for the actual body measurements, so in modeling we only need 3 measurements really. It is the bust, the waist, and the hips right here. So the most important one is the hips. It is absolutely crucial that you have the right hip measurements if you want to be a high fashion model. If however you want to be a commercial model, I do not think it matters as much, but to maximize your chances of getting different types of jobs and of getting the most jobs, then it is better to actually fit the mold. So we're going to start with the bust, and for the bust you're going to take your bra off. We're getting comfortable here. You're going to take your bra off. Try not to have any like thick clothing anywhere actually when you're taking measurements. Last time I went to a casting, they put me naked and then they took my measurements. So if you can do that, do that. For the bust, you're going to go like right on top of your nipple and then go around. Try to keep the measuring tape straight all around. Like do not make it go up or lower down. Breathe out. And then you're gonna look at the measurements here. Better to do it in front of a mirror. So right now, as you can see, I'm at 84, which is not exactly correct since I have a lot of clothing on. So that is how you take your bust measurements. For the waist, you're gonna go in at the smallest of your waist, which is usually, I guess, like 1 inch or 3 centimeter above your belly button. And same, you're gonna go around, breathe out, and look at the waist measurements. Try not to like force the measuring tape. For the hips, now it is a little more complicated and actually kind of varies, I know, from one agency to another. What you're gonna do is take the widest part of your hips. So as you can see, I took like the part where my hips is the widest. And then in here, you're gonna wanna keep the measuring tape straight. Do not put it up or down your butt because it's gonna alter the correct measurement. So put it right where your hips is the biggest, and then let it fall nicely. As you can see, my hip is 90 with my clothing on, and You want to aim for, if your height is around 179, which it should be for if you're doing high fashion modeling, I guess between 177 and 181, then your hip measurement should be around 89, like maximum 90, but 89 is good. And lower if you can, but that's where your agency is gonna want your hips to be. I know I remember when I applied, my hips were at around 93, and now I successfully got them down to 89, but my agency really was like, could you perchance lower your hip measurement, like in a healthy way? They were really insistent in a healthy way, but also at the same time they kind of helped me through it, like you should eat this, you should exercise this way. So if you want a video on how I got my hips down for the last few centimeters, because I was not fat at all, but those 4 centimeters were really hard to get rid of, especially the last one from 90 to 89. I'm still kind of struggling with that, so I'm still recovering for that. Alright, so now how do you apply to agencies? It's actually extremely easy. Please, for the love of God, go to models.com. I forgot this at the beginning of the video. I'm gonna put this at the beginning of the video. Do not apply during fashion week. This is like crucial advice. Do not apply during fashion week. Apply like 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks after, and maybe like a month before. I feel like a month before is good. That way they have time to sign you, make you do some test shoots, build your portfolio, and present you for the show bags for fashion week. But not during, no one is gonna answer you if you apply during fashion week. Is the worst time to apply. Models.com has everything you need to know about agencies. So if I go to the models.com website right now, I land on a page with beautiful models, and I'm gonna go up to agencies, modeling and talent agencies, and then here I have the list of most. Disclaimer here, the agencies that are on models.com actually pay to be on there, so it's not every single one of your country's agencies that is going to be there, but every recognized and trustworthy and every certified agency is on there. Now, smaller agencies might not be on there. You have to go to Instagram and do your own research. I could do a video on how to know if an agency is like trustworthy, is real. That is very important. You have to not get scammed. Please do not get scammed. You will never have to pay for anything. That's one thing. But yeah, if you're trying to look for top agencies, which is what this series is about, then you have to apply on models.com. And as you go down on the website, the agencies kind of like go down in, not quality, but down in grade, down in famousness, right? So first at the very top we have IMG, which of course is like the holy grail in terms of modeling agencies. Then we have Next, then we have Monster, The Society, Models One, etc, etc. So you're gonna go to the agency that you want to apply to, although I am advising you to apply to 50, the most you can. You're gonna start by the top agencies, and then you're gonna go down in grade because you want the best. So if I go to IMG, for example, and then I click on their profile picture, it's going to take me to the IMG models website, as you can see. And then on the IMG models website, I'm gonna go to Get Scouted. There is, most of the time, 90% of the time, a page that is called Get Scouted or Become a Model or Join Us or something like that. And then you're gonna fill the form. This is where your digitals and measurements come in handy because you're gonna need them to apply on the agency's forms. So here on IMG, they actually do not ask for the measurements, but on most other websites they do. And then all the way at the end, they ask for 3 digitals. And hopefully you've taken your digitals and you've kind of like organized them and picked maybe 5 or 10 favorites that you can choose from every time you submit to a new agency. Make sure you have those on like a compressed format, because sometimes you can't upload them because the file is too heavy or too big. That was how to apply directly on the agency's website. Now, sometimes when you go to the little Get Scouted page, there is not a form, but there is an email. You grab that email, you go to your mailbox, you write a new email, and basically you're gonna get inspired from the other forums on the other agency's website. So they usually ask you for your email, include it, and even if you're writing an email, include it. Your first name, your last name, your height, your date of birth, your nationality, where you live, very important. Your Instagram, your TikTok is optional, but your Instagram is usually preferred. You're going to include your 4 measurements, so height, we already said that, bust, waist, and hips. Maybe tell a little bit about yourself, like tell them what you know how to do, like if you're a good dancer, a good actor, if you know how to play tennis professionally or volleyball, anything, include it. It's always like, it's a conversation starter, and it shows that you kind of have personality and you have hobbies outside of just wanting to be a model, which is always a good thing. Once you have applied to the agency's websites, let me tell you about the waiting time. You're gonna have to wait from a couple hours to a few days. It could be 3-5 business days. Of course, agencies do not work on the weekend, so if you apply on a Friday and still have no answer by Monday, please do not harass your agents. I mean, the agents or the scouting team, they just haven't seen it. They don't work on the weekend, just like you, most likely. You might get a response in like a few hours. This is what happened to me with my current agency, which is honestly one of the reasons I am with them today, because they replied so fast that it made me feel like wanted, you know? So I decided to go with them. But that's not always the case. Sometimes I've had to wait like 5 or 6 business days. It's not always a positive answer. It could be negative even if you have to wait. So that's another thing. Now, if the agency gets back to you, or if the scouts get back to you with a reply, which is not positive nor negative, it's like, can we have more pictures of you? Or can we have a video of you? Now you're gonna take the new content that they ask for. It's usually a good sign. It means that they're interested in you, but they do not have enough content to make you go out of your way and move your ass from your house to the agency. Or they do not want to lose too much time, they just want to get additional content to review. Usually it can be like more pictures, so send them the rest of the digitals that you picked out from earlier, or send them a presentation video where you say your name, your city, your occupation, and you kind of show your profiles. Stand up, of course. Maybe do a walk. I think a walk is a good thing. Be in your heels and maybe go in your corridor or outside in the street and do a back and forth walk, and at the end say thank you, bye, see you soon, hopefully, I don't know. And then after that, if you send them an email again, and because they requested to and they don't reply, wait up to a week to send them a follow-up email. Be like, hey, I sent you my new content earlier this week, like, I don't know if you saw it, maybe waiting to hear from you soon, something like that. And then if they don't reply, let it go. And if they reply, good, maybe they just forgot. 4, in the case of a negative answer, that's fine. You are gonna get a lot of those, because even if you're accepted to IMG, maybe the society doesn't want you, and even if you're accepted to Next, maybe IMG doesn't want you, okay? It's very likely not all agencies are looking for the same thing. Of course, some faces get everyone on board, but I'm guessing if you're watching this video, maybe you haven't got scouted in the street yet. So in the case of a negative answer, either you move on with your positive answers, either if you only have negative answers, you reapply 6 months later, because 6 months is amount of time to modify your physique, get more in shape, maybe grow up a little. Like it's like, I feel like 6 months, the change is gonna show on your face. Then, in the case of a positive answer, okay, you have done all this for something. Hey, congratulations, you got a positive answer. So what is a positive answer? A positive answer is an agency asking you to come in for a meeting. Sometimes it can also be an agency asking you for a video call meeting if you maybe applied abroad, or if they don't want to make you come into the office. It happened to me when I applied to Women 360 or Women Paris. They asked me to do a video call, so I could not, like, they didn't ask me to directly come to the office. And basically it happens the exact same as an in-person meeting, but that will be the subject for a next video because it's also very intricate, and like I have a lot of tips for you when you go do the in-person or online calls. So that will be step 3 of applying to top agencies, and I hope this video was useful. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask me. I love taking time to reply to people. You can also send me your digitals, like on TikTok or Instagram, and I will try to review them and maybe give you a few tips. But one really good subreddit where you can go submit your digitals and people will like give you tips is our modeling. I'll put it right here. But yeah, anyways, I hope this video was useful to you guys. I will see you in the part 3, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Bye.